Hey Maria, my name is Panyia. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things you guys can do today to help boost your online presence and bring in more customers to your business. So you're most likely sitting there asking yourself, why would I be doing this and what's in it for me? Well, oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is that they don't know who is an expert and who isn't. So if by the end of this video you like what you heard and you see that I had a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help you and your business, shoot me an email back and we can definitely chat. Or if by the end of this video you simply want to take this information and do them yourself, that works for me as well. So now let me show you 3 things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any of yours or my time. So the first thing I want to talk about is content. And what I mean is Google doesn't just look at your site and automatically know what it is that you're doing and the services that you provide just because you list yourself as a contractor. They're actually sending robots through and they're reading all of these content you see me highlighting here. All of these content. So we want to make sure that you guys have enough content, more content than your competition. Furthermore, they're also looking at not just what's on top of your website, but what's also behind your website. So the meta description, the meta tags. So if we go to your images and we save the image, what we see here is what Google is reading. So I can see right now that you're not actually having any of these keywords that people are searching in Sacramento hidden behind these images. So one thing I would do is get some of those keywords behind these images to help you have more content. And what I've seen over my time of doing this is that Google likes to see anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on your homepage. And if we look at your competitor, same thing, they're looking at the content, and this is actually one of your top competitor when I look into Google. When I type into Google, kitchen remodeling Sacramento, they are actually the top. They're the number 1 that pops up, and we want to know what they've done correctly. So if we move on to this tool that I use called Ahrefs, this tool isn't 100% accurate. However, it's a really good tool to use because they actually buy data from Google. So what we can actually do, we can actually get the behind the scene of every site that we put into this tool. So as we can see, this is the data that we got from your website. And we can see here that you have a total of 4 keywords that you guys are ranking for, and that's bringing you in 0 in traffic. So if we look into your keywords to see what you're ranking for, we can see that you are only ranking for your name, which is great, but this is not what we actually want to target. The keywords that we want to target are services that you provide. So that include kitchen remodeling Sacramento, and any of the services that you provide. So for example, when I put your competitor into this tool, we can see that they have 1.1K in keywords, and that's bringing them in 1.1K in traffic. So if we click onto their keywords, we can see that, yes, they're ranking for their names as well, but they are also ranking for these keywords, kitchen remodeling Sacramento, and that itself is bringing in 150 in search volume. And because they are listed on the top 3, that's giving them a total of 61 traffic going to their website. Also for the kitchen remodel Sacramento, that is bringing in a total of 300 search volume. And because they're listed in 3rd, that's bringing them in 41 in traffic to their website, to which you are missing out on because you are not listed in the top 3 or the top page of Google. The second thing I want to talk about is citation. So I went into Google and I put on the keyword kitchen remodeling Sacramento, California. The first thing we're going to see is the sponsor and ads section. This is the section where businesses are paying Google to be up on. However, study does show that ads are only semi-effective and can definitely become a money pit if the ads aren't effective. And with today's technology where Google is allowing user to block off ads, that can definitely become a hindrance. Moving down, this is the second important thing that I want to talk about, and that is citation. This area right here is the Google Map Pack or the maps. This area is important because this is where 30% of your Google traffic will come from. And you might ask, what is a citation? And that is basically your business name, address, and phone number listed throughout various directories such as Yelp, Yellow Book, White Book, City Stars, and even Facebook have an area where you can submit a citation. And in order to get into the top 3, you're going to need to beat out your competition in every aspect. That's including citation. So you're going to want to have more citation than them and have your business listed in more directories than them. That way you can be found in the top 3 of the maps. Moving down, this is the last thing that I want to cover. This area right here is the organic section. This is where 70% of people that are using the search engine end up clicking on, and they usually end up clicking on the top 3. So we really want to get you guys to the top 3. That way you guys can get more visibility and get noticed more. And to do that, we're basically going to do the same thing, and that is to beat out your competition in every aspect. But this has more to do with backlinks. So backlinks is the third and last thing I want to talk about today. And the way that the web works is that there's a bunch of websites that are linking back and forth to one another. And the more websites that you have that are referring back to your website, the more popular you are and the more likely that Google will rank you to the top. Kind of like a popularity contest. However, not all links are created equally. What I mean by that is that links works a lot more effective when you have high quality relative site linking back to you. For example, one of the services you guys provide is kitchen remodeling. So if you have another website that also provide that service linking back to you, that will be more effective than, let's say, Pizza Hut's linking back to you. Because, say, you don't sell pizza for a living, right? So that would be irrelevant. And when we talk about backlinks, it gives you 3 things. First is power, second is exposure, and third is credibility to your site. And if we go back to this tool that I use, we can see that you guys have 9 referring domain, and that is giving you guys a total of 9 backlinks. But if we go into your competitor, we can see that they have 285 referring domain, and that is giving them a total of 1.5k in backlinks. And what we can essentially do is click onto their backlinks, and we can actually take every single link that they have and go after them for your own site and beat out your competitor. And yeah, once again, we went over content, making sure your page have at least 1,000 to 1,500 words. Citation, you want to have more than your competitor to beat them. And backlinks, you need more relative site pointing back to your website to show Google that you are the authoritative. And if you implement these strategies today, you can definitely be number 1 across Google. And yeah, you can either go with this information I provided you today and do them on your own, and I'm totally cool with that. However, if you want the most effective route and want to save yourself the time, you can give me a call at 916-382-2906. Once again, my name is Panyia Tao, and my number is 916-382-2906, or you can email me back and we can definitely chat more. If not, no worries, but I would love some feedback to see how I did. And yeah, I look forward to hearing back from you, and have a great one.